Hi, do you want to introduce yourself first?
Hi, my name's Jane Mackenzie, and I was a learner on a Passport into Schools course that I started September 2022.
Okay, Jane. How did you find out about the course?
I had been looking for jobs in education and working with children, young people, and I kept seeing this advert popping up on Facebook. So I looked at it about 5 times before I actually made a call. And it was a good move for me.
Thanks. And why did you come on the course?
I've done lots of jobs. I've done big, high-powered jobs. I've worked in education across all levels. In more recent years, I was self-employed, and it's working alone. And I decided my qualifications were rather dated. So I'd lost my husband. It was 2 years ago then. I'd lost my business because of COVID. So I saw the course as an opportunity to make a new start, to update myself, and to be around other people, and hopefully to get a job out of the end of it, and to just make myself feel better, because I'd been in the depths of despair and just thinking, I'm too old, I'm never going to get to work. And this course has transformed my life. I'm not being melodramatic about that. It's given me a new start, and I'm very grateful to Isu Hill, director of Passport into Schools. So thank you, training brokers.
Thanks. And whilst you were on the course, do you feel you learnt anything?
I feel I learnt loads. If you looked at my CV, you'd think, why is she coming on this course? But nobody knows everything. Knowledge changes, the substance of what you need to know changes. So if we talk about mental health, for instance, which I've done a lot of that with older teenagers and adults, and a lot of hands-on stuff, I felt it's a level 2 course, but there was so much things that I wasn't aware of, and a lot around the law that has changed since I was actually doing hands-on work in mental health. The support work in schools, I've done a lot of work with children, but we're going back quite a few years. I did 8 years as a volunteer in a school whilst doing other qualifications, and I can't believe how much practices have changed and the laws changed. So I thought it was more than a refresher. I thought it was really useful. And I also learned about the other people on the course, how we've all got different stories, different barriers to employment, and one of the good things was just how we supported each other.
Thank you. I know you've sort of talked about some of the benefits, but what were the benefits for you for coming on the course?
Well, because I've been in a difficult place with depression and just feeling very alone, it actually made me have to get up and be in a room with people, which was a big challenge for me at the time, being in a room with people for more than 2 hours. And I got a lot of satisfaction about actually doing the work, and then when you get your homework back and somebody goes, this was really good how you did this, and I liked how you did that, and it just made me feel better about myself, and maybe I can do it, maybe I can get back to work and I can get back into teaching, or if not teaching, I can support people, learners, which is my passion. So I just think it was just such a good opportunity for me. So I'm really glad I went for it.
And you've also given an opportunity to teach for about 15 minutes, weren't you?
Yes, I was in a personal development session, and it was about interview skills. And a few minutes into this, Isu Hill went, I think Jane could run this session. And then a few minutes later, she went, I think Jane could do this course. So I was invited to teach to my peers the following week on interview skills. And it was a bit daunting because they're my peers. It's not like teaching people who don't know you and haven't heard about all your doubts and anxieties. But I think the session went very well, so well that Isu asked for my CV, and I got a job here at Training Brokers, and that was another scary thing, starting work after I've been self-employed for over 12 years, to suddenly be working for other people. And but it's about 9 months now, and I've come such a long way, and I found out so much about myself, and it has transformed my life. It really has. So if anybody's watching this who thinks there's no point, you don't know until you give it a go. And I would recommend it. I would really recommend it. And it's not just about a teacher delivering to you, it's what you find out about yourselves and from the other learners. And I think it's a really good way of learning. It's so different to me from being in a college classroom, where you're sort of taught at almost. Thank you, Training Brokers.
Thank you, Jane.